Right now, somewhere in your head, you're convinced people can see straight through you, that your nervous laugh gives away the lie, that your shaking hands broadcast the panic, that your face is basically a subtitle track for whatever you're trying to hide. Here's the twist. It isn't, not even close. Think about the last time you told a small lie in an interview and were positive the interviewer could read it on your face. Or the wedding toast where your voice cracked and you were sure the whole room clocked how terrified you were. Or the time you texted someone back in 4 seconds flat and just knew they could tell how much you like them. That gut feeling that your internal state is leaking out for everyone to see has a name. Psychologists call it the illusion of transparency, and it was mapped out by Cornell researcher Thomas Gilovich and his colleagues in the late 1990s. Gilovich wanted to know if this feeling was actually true. So in 1998, he ran an experiment with Kenneth Savitsky and Victoria Medvec that was almost mean in its simplicity. Participants were handed a drink that tasted genuinely awful, a sour, unpleasant concoction, and told to sip it in front of a panel of observers while pretending it tasted fine. No flinching, no grimacing, just a straight poker face while your taste buds are screaming. Afterward, the liars guessed that around half the observers had caught on to their deception. The real number of people who actually noticed, closer to a quarter. The liars were doubling their own exposure in their heads. Their disgust felt so loud internally that they assumed it was leaking out just as loud externally, and it wasn't. Have you ever bombed a lie in your own mind, replaying it for hours, convinced you'd been caught, when in reality the other person never even blinked? Now take the same illusion and put it on a stage instead of across a table. In 2003, Savitsky and Gilovich ran a follow-up with college students giving impromptu speeches in front of an audience. After each speech, the speaker rated how visibly nervous they thought they'd looked: shaky voice, sweaty palms, awkward pauses, the works. Then the audience rated the same speaker on the exact same scale. The gap was consistent and significant. Speakers rated their own visible anxiety noticeably higher than anything the audience actually reported seeing. The speaker felt like a trembling mess. The audience saw someone giving a slightly stiff, perfectly normal speech. And here's the part that should stick with you. When a separate group of speakers was told about this illusion beforehand, just knowing that their nerves were less visible than they felt, they performed better and reported feeling calmer. The insight alone changed the outcome. Have you ever walked off a stage or out of a meeting convinced everyone clocked how rattled you were, only to have someone say afterward, "You seemed totally fine"? So why does your brain do this to you? It comes down to a simple wiring glitch. You have total, high-resolution access to your own internal experience, and basically none to anyone else's. You feel your heart slamming against your ribs, your palms slicking with sweat, the exact tremor in your voice, all of it in full, unfiltered surround sound. Other people don't get any of that raw feed. They only get the tiny, filtered slice that actually makes it to the surface, and human faces and voices are far less readable than we assume. Your brain, though, doesn't know how to discount its own intensity. It just assumes that whatever it's screaming internally must be visible externally, because that's the only reference point it has. Evolutionarily, this probably wasn't a bug so much as a cautious default. In a small tribe where your social standing determined whether you ate this week, it paid to assume your weaknesses were exposed and act accordingly. Better to overestimate how visible your fear or dishonesty was and adjust your behavior than to get caught underestimating it. The cost of being overly self-conscious was minor. The cost of getting socially exiled was not. That ancient math still runs in your head today, even in a job interview where nobody's tracking your survival at all. So here's the 2-second gut check worth running the next time you're convinced you're transparent. Ask yourself, would a stranger's phone camera actually catch this, or can I only feel it? If it's not something a camera would pick up, the internal racing thoughts, the stomach drop, the mental scramble, it's not visible. Only actual, external behavior counts, and most of what you're panicking about never crosses that line. That single question yanks you out of your own head and back into what's actually observable, which is almost always far calmer than what you're imagining. So tell me, what's the moment you were absolutely certain someone could see right through you, and it turned out they had no idea? Maybe it was a lie you're still a little embarrassed about, or a presentation you thought was a disaster that everyone else remembers as fine. Drop the story below, or tag the friend who always insists their face gives everything away. I want to hear the version of this you've been carrying around for years.